Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to your Wednesday Wisdom with Spirit, where I will tune into Spirit through mediumship. Just no cards today, just tuning in through my abilities, my capacity, and see what's there. So if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining, and let's just dive in and see. There's a bubbly energy to today, very like sing-song energy, and I don't mean in like a cheesy way, but like almost like a bubbly kind of coffee shop ambiance type energy when you have like, kind of gentle jazz music in the background that just kind of lifts your heart and spirit a little bit when you walk in. Like that's the energy I'm feeling from Spirit today. So I don't know, let's see what the message is. All right, hold on here. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so first part of the message, and excuse me, this was already starting to come up when I was setting up my camera and stuff. You know the song, You're Just Too Good to Be True? Can't take my eyes off of you. You feel like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much. I'm hearing that song and feeling this really beautiful energy of union, partnership, camaraderie, but there's a specificity to this part of the message, so this might not reach every single one of you, but it can. Again, you go with the resonance. But Spirit is wanting to bring through this piece about divine pairings and partnerships again, which is really interesting. So there's something about this, whether it's a partner that you already have is starting to see you in a new light, or there's somebody new coming into your life that will see you in a new light, see you in your sort of heavenly glow, that energetic, ethereal nature that is you. That's this energy that's coming through in these pairings and partnerships right now. So I'd be curious to see how many of you do connect with somebody new, throughout this month, throughout the winter, or if you recently have, or even like a deepening, they said, of a current relationship. Sorry, they're really chatty and it mumble, like, as you can tell, fumbles my words. Hold on, I'm just going to quiet down for a sec. Okay, fair. So one thing they're saying with this divine pairing of partners, they're saying in some cases things are coming around again. So sometimes we have these cycles of fated moments and fated destiny pieces where the universe tries to align something, and sometimes it's a miss, right? But they're like, there's another cycle coming around again of fated, destined unions, pairing partnerships, or deepenings of partnerships. So there's something coming around again, and that's why they're saying this is coming up. And so they're saying really being in your heart space is so valuable at this time because it keeps you open to those synchronistic connections and the things that lead you to those synchronistic connections. They said having a hard heart for self right now does the absolute opposite. So it closes you off from the energetics. It closes you off from self. It closes you off from joy. And so it doesn't mean, if you're in a relationship that's a very, very challenging relationship, and maybe it's an unhealthy relationship, this isn't a message saying the person who is, being disrespectful is going to suddenly change. This is on a level that is something more significant of either a new pairing or a massive shift within that person where you see a lot of the ways in which they live their life change, or it's something new and different. Or again, it can be business partnerships, but it'd be very divine. There's a little bit more of an edge to like romantic relationship or deep soul bonded relationship. Okay, something coming through with that. Let's see what else there is. Hold on. Oh, okay, interesting. They're saying if you recall the 8s from yesterday, they kept showing me a figure 8. I'm like, yes, infinity. And they're like, no, yes. But the 8s that we were seeing yesterday also with that kind of karmic return energy, they're saying that's really at the forefront right now too, which is this coming around again energy. And so they're saying the first part of the message is connected to relationship, But the second part of this message with the eights really is this like karmic return of the energy that you've put out, or the effort you put out, the clearing space that you have done, is bringing also this karmic return of goodness, light, love into your world. And they're saying it's also because of the closures. So to me, that tells me many of you have had already these kind of karmic closures. And now you're in that new energy and it's ready to be filled with something new. So there's something to be said for that. They're saying the open heart still applies for that part as well. And I just said to them, I'm like, today's a really jumbled message. I was like, why is it so jumbled? And the three guides of the light, they're like, we're all one consciousness, but we can come individually, and we have a different one that's wanting to kind of take the lead of being sort of that front energy or the spokesperson for them all. And they're learning as they go, which is really funny, really sweet. And I love when Spirit brings that in. That's happened a couple times where they're like, I'm a new guide, I'm trying here, I'm trying to figure it out. There's a finesse, not only for those of us that can communicate with those on the other side, but also for those on the other side to communicate with us, because there's a big density difference. So there's a finesse that they're learning and experiencing right now. So that's really neat. That's why it's a little bit jumbly. I'm just going to see if there's anything more here. Okay, and they're also saying, because many of you are aware, and if you listen to the podcast on Monday, I talked about the duality in this month, the polarized energies of fear versus joy. They're saying many of you may also notice you really catching yourself and rewriting the direction you want to go or the way you want to think. And so you may really notice too this narrative bumps in of like, I don't know, some negative thought you think, and then you catch it really quick and you shift it. And they're saying every time you catch it, even if you let it run for say 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, when you catch it, it's at that moment that your energy increases a little bit more every time. And they said those moments should be celebrated. When you catch the thought and you're like, wait a minute, I don't actually want to entertain this thought, I want to shift it. Those moments are these like shift points in your frequency that can move forward, kind of like when you pull a zip tie and you can't move backwards. You become knowledgeable in that moment. There's this like spark of knowledge that you know too much to go back. And so next time a thought like that comes up, you can either catch it sooner, or it doesn't even fully manifest. Or if you're letting it run, you have this loud voice in the background of your own higher self being like, we know that's not the right way for us to think. We know that's not going to benefit us. And so it's such a significant shift. So they're really celebrating you in those moments when you catch that thought. All right. I think that's everything. Okay. Well, thank you all so much for joining, for listening in. I love this new guide that's kind of trying to step to the front. It's really neat. Just to explain it really quickly, when they come through kind of as this like conglomerate, right? I can kind of identify the three, but they're not really three, but they can be three, right? Because they're light consciousness. But when they shift almost the shape, it's kind of like if they came through as a geometrical shape. When they shift the shape, the frequency shifts. And so when one tries to be more at the forefront, they shift the shape, and then the frequencies are different, and I have to adjust to it too. So I just think that's so cool, and I love when they bring through these moments of learning for all of us. So anyways, I'll leave that with all of you. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you all tomorrow.